Hey guys, if you don't know who I am, this channel is all about health and physical wellness. That's what it's always been about. I've been making videos for a very long time, right? If you go back and you look at all of my videos, you'll see I speak on positive things. Sometimes you'll see me doing exercise videos, or I just speak about just a plethora of things, making food videos, all different types of things. At one point, me and my wife, we really focused on making videos, doing things like that. So there's a lot of information if you just go back into my catalog. Now also, like and subscribe because people want me to keep making videos, so I'm going to keep doing that. Now, so the reason why I'm making a video today is because I gained 20 pounds, probably 20 plus pounds. I still love myself. I'm still happy with myself. I just feel like, I'm average now. For a whole decade, so when in 2011, and I've done this before, but in 2011 it was a little bit more special because it was a conscious change in diet, and that conscious change in diet led me to lose 80 pounds in 10 months. And it was a combination of Sabi diet, Sabi only diet, but it was a high fruit diet. But it was also a low carb diet. You know what I mean? There was a lot of intermittent fasting, a lot of fasting, a lot of running, a lot of basketball, a lot of weightlifting, pull-ups, a lot of different exercises that happened over a matter of years that catapulted my body into a really fine specimen. I was walking around for the majority of my life 210 pounds, lifting weights. I was still in good shape lifting weights, but it was that added feature of health conscious, right? That was able to take me to that next level. And the health, in order for me to even get on that level, to want to be conscious from a health perspective, mentally, my mental health had to be on point as well. All right. And so, I came across a book called A Conversation with God and Deepak Chopra way back in 2001 when I was in the military. So I was able to gain that information, and, I've really been on this level for a very long time. Now, for 2020, I gained weight. I gained 20 pounds, 20 plus pounds. I really don't know because I haven't got on the scale ever since Thanksgiving. And I ate a lot of banana pudding. My wife made me a lot of good banana pudding. She's been wanting to make me banana pudding, and she did, and she finally did, and I ate it, and she's not going to make me eat more because she knows if she keep making it, I'm going to keep eating it. And right now I'm at a weight that she's not accustomed to seeing a normal American guy walking around the house, because I have been walking around with low body fat, 170 pounds or less for the better part of 2011 all the way up until 2019. So how did I gain this weight? All right. So you may think that it was food and food alone. That's not true. My diet did change. It didn't change significantly, but I did add a lot of negative things into my life, but that's fine. And I don't even want to call them negative things. In the stock market, what happens is the stock market, it really rallies. The history of the stock market rallies at a 45-degree angle. So you have people here that bought in when it was here, like 20 or 30 years ago, and maybe sometimes 20 years later, they may want to take profits or whatever for whatever reason. And well, whenever they take those profits, the market dips, it slides down, and that's kind of like what happened to me, right? I was on a rally, I was really doing very well, and I dipped down. But if you take a look at what happened this year when COVID hit, the market dipped sharply. Next thing you know, it came up past the level. It made all-time new highs. And so I know that that's where I'm headed because that's where I'm thinking. That's where my mental game is. But yeah, I gained 20 pounds. And so I'm a truck driver, right? And so I'm pulling Amazon. I work every day. I've worked pretty much every day for the better for the most part, 6 days a week. Sometimes 5 days a week, and sometimes 4 days a week. But for the most part, I'm working, right? And I didn't know this, that when you're driving, you really don't move that much. You barely move your legs, you barely move your body, and as a result, right, the food that you eat, that I reach over and eat, even if it's fruit, right, it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so what I learned that it's a lot of different combinations is to the reason why people gain weight, and I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I can be the first to admit that I would look at someone and be like, "No, you know what I mean? You eating bad, you're not working out." But I didn't take into account that exercising is, by habit. It's what I just did growing up. Playing, my dad played sports, and I played football, I played baseball, I played basketball, swimming. Being active is what I did for a living. And so I didn't know, and being in the sun is what I did for a living. So I didn't know that my lifestyle isn't, wasn't what everyone else was doing. And I didn't know that my lifestyle is the reason why I had always been in such great shape. I didn't know it, and I'm just not finding that out because I'm doing something that I've never done. I mean, I've worked warehouse jobs. I've, been in the military, been active. I've always been active. I've never not been active. And that's what's happening. So I'm dealing with that right now, right? I'm dealing with that. And so, well, how do I hedge that? How do I battle that? I started running. I know that I understand that if you do something enough, you're gonna become that, or you're gonna conform to that, or change is gonna take place. So I just began easily running, maybe a month or a month and a half before Thanksgiving. So I was already running and getting my body in good shape about a month and a half before Thanksgiving, when I realized that, wait a minute, I'm gaining weight and it's not coming off. And well, what am I going to do? Because I was still kind of like lifting weights, doing push-ups, not at the level that I was before I was driving trucks, but still, I was lifting pretty heavy. Like today, I did the military presses. I just did maybe 40 with up front, and then 40 behind the back. And today I did a 4-mile run. Right, I did a 4-mile run, but I was really on the treadmill for 1 hour. And yesterday I didn't get to the gym, but the day before that I did a 5-mile run, and again I was on the treadmill for 1 hour. So right now my mindset is that when I go into the gym, I don't lift first anymore. Because if I go and do that, then the likelihood of me running is reduced significantly. At least to be on there for 1 hour. I may get on there and run 1 or 2 miles, but I really need to focus on just being on that treadmill so that my body can move. And that's what's very important, is movement. And so I feel really good. Like I said, I did 4 miles today. I did 5 miles 2 days ago. And I went to HEB. I did some shopping. I got some quinoa because tonight I'm going to Oklahoma, leave tonight, so I got some quinoa. So instead of me stopping by the store and spending a lot of money on junk food, I just have to make sure that I cater to myself and get the things that I really, really want, which is foods from a grocery store. Like, I love produce. I really do love produce. I choose produce over junk food. But if I don't have the produce, and I have like most humans, I have a habit of eating, especially now, I'm gonna grab that junk food and I'm gonna eat the junk, even if it's sunflower seeds. I went through a spell of eating sunflower seeds. Not a lot of chips, coffee. When I get the coffee, I put the non-dairy creamer in there, and I put the sugar in there, and that's really bad. That's been really bad on my teeth. I think so. I'm not sure what's been bad on my teeth, but I think it's maybe has been the coffee So I've been doing a lot of things throughout the year that has been damaging my body, but there are some things that I understand that I'm not. That's why I'm not too concerned with it. And I guess I'll speak about that, and then I'll close it. I'll close it up because we're at 10 minutes. There's something called. We want to talk about the power of who we are, the power of the body, the power of nature, because that's who we are, nature or energy. That's who we are essentially, is we're energy. But when I say the power of the body, the way that it responds to to the world around us, to the air, to the sunlight, and to the things that we touch, to the things that we put in our body. If anybody, you, me, if we reduce the amount that we eat or that is recommended, and remember this is educational purposes only. This is not. I'm not trying to. You know what I mean? You already understand why I have to say that. But you don't have to eat as much as people suggest, right? A couple of fruits in the morning, a couple of fruits in the evening, maybe a bowl of grains or some quinoa or some type of, maybe you can cook your spelt rice and put some mushrooms and dice and put some tomatoes. Very simple eating, and exercise, right? And fast every now and then, or at least do intermittent fasting, or at least reduce, like go through a period of non-eating. If you consistently do this, okay, if you consistently reduce the amount that you eat, and when you eat something that's very healthy, you know what I mean? Like maybe you have a bag of grapes, you eat half a bag of grapes in the afternoon. So let's say you do a morning intermittent fast, you don't eat in the morning. And if you just feel like I have to eat something, maybe you can do like maybe a master cleanse in the morning, right? Maybe you can do some spring water, key lime, and some maple syrup or some agave, right? And if that's still not enough, then maybe you can have an apple, or you can have, maybe a slice of watermelon, something that's, something light. But just because you say that you're hungry doesn't mean that you have to go and get Pop-Tarts and a bowl of cereal, a box of cereal like I would do. So, there is this thing called autophagy. I want you to go study autophagy, okay? And autophagy essentially says that after the body goes a certain period of time without eating food, essentially it begins the cleansing process by taking the garbage within the individual cell, busting it up, breaking it down, and filtering it out. But also what it does is it goes and it gets the unused and the misused nutrients that's already in the system, and it reconstructs that and uses it as fuel. Okay, and that's very important, because what that is saying is that the body self cleanses and self feeds. It feeds itself, right? And one thing that people need to understand is that at least for the carbonated being, the man that's had a high concentration of carbon, is that he feeds off of sunlight. We feed off of sunlight. Okay, the sunlight is our food. So it's almost like, just look at us as a battery, right? When we're in the sunlight, our body is being charged, so we can go a longer period of time without needing some type of a substance or something like that. Okay, so we're able to fast, in other words, for a very long time, and then if you want to have yourself something to eat, there's a lot of really good food that's available out there. We're going to put them in the groups such as fruits. You have some healthy grains. You don't eat too much grains. And you have your spring water. Okay. And then you have some of these things that, men, we have to change things. So you have your agave, and you have sea salt. A lot of different things, flavors. You have your herbs. Herbs are everywhere out in the yard. So But yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put that information out there that, look, I gained 20 pounds. This is how I gained 20 pounds. But no sweat. I know what I need to do to move through it, right? Like I said, it's just a pullback. I have another breakout. It is what it is. Hopefully this video helped you. Share it if you want to. Like, subscribe, leave comments, speak with me. And it's 2020, December 11th, 13th. So make sure I just document that and put that out there, because I know that I'm just going to continue to make these videos. Peace, love, happiness, wellness, and wealth. Oh, health.